anywhere. You are especially welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah, and this right here is frankly speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the T. I give detailed analysis of reality TV shows like Big Brother Naija, like Nigerian Idols, like The Voice Nigeria. You know, basically any reality TV show that actually interests you, it automatically becomes my interest as well. I literally carry on my head. I give detailed analysis, I give detailed reviews. I run commentaries also because I want us to have fun. I want us to catch cruise. I want us to, you know, vibe to stuff like that. And reality TV shows are not the only kind of content that I put out on my channel. I also do movie reviews. So you see this Glory Elijah of a girl, she's a very, very boring sport. Guys, for real. I am super, super boring. However, whenever I feel like passing my time, you know, just having my own fun, chilling, being in a zen mode, I catch up on movies, which I find very, very interesting or exciting. But also, guys, I love reviewing those annoying ones because, hey, we have to call them out. You cannot come and waste my data, you cannot come and waste my precious time watching some really annoying movies. And I also talk about trending social topics because, of course, this life has to be balanced, okay? It's not all about entertainment and fun all the time. We also need to talk about those serious issues that concerns me, also concerns you as well. You're about to have a blast on this channel. I also share my life experiences from time to time. Yes, that is when people ask me to talk about it. But if people don't ask me to talk about it, sometimes I do not feel the need to talk about it. I like keeping my private things private. But once again, you are welcome to my YouTube channel, and as I told you before, you are in the right space. Trust me, you will be so addicted to this channel. People are going to be asking you, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And hey, don't forget to turn on post notification, all right? That is the best way for you to always receive alerts of my videos. So you see what I'm doing on my screen right now, just do exactly that and you'll be cool. See ya. Hey guys, you are welcome to today's live stream. You're welcome to today's conversation. As you already know, my name is Glory Elijah, and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the T. And the conversation for today is a very sober one. It's a very sober one, guys. I have cried myself to sleep yesterday and the previous day before, guys. Before I say anything, I'm sure you guys must have seen the title of this live stream, also the thumbnail. It's all about Sylvester. We're talking about Sylvester today. Sylvester, today is actually his birthday. He clocks 12 years old today. At the time of his death, he was still 11. All right. I've seen everyone in the media saying, oh, 12-year-old boy bullied and beaten to death here and there. Sylvester was actually 11. Today, he clocked 12. So before I continue this conversation, I'm just going to play some clips from his last dying moments. I don't know if YouTube is going to allow these videos, but I need to play those videos. It's very disturbing, and I'm sorry, a lot of you are going to find the video very offensive. A lot of you are going to find the video very disturbing. It's going to be traumatic for some people who are going to be watching that video right now, but I have to play the video so that however way my emotions sway on this video, on this live stream, in this conversation, you people will not blame me, all right? Because I might lose my mind at some point. So I need you people to watch the video first, and then whatever I say, however I react, maybe you would also understand why I am reacting that way. So let's just take a look at these two videos first, and we'll continue. Slowly. Are you okay? Yeah? You okay? Okay, so that's the first one. We played the second one.
Fish, I never do well with them. For that to do my son like this.
Okay, sir.
To hit my son like
It
this,
should never be
my
well.
God will not forgive them. The God I'm serving will bring judgment upon
No,
them.
no, we are
Will bring judgment upon them and their
They're
generation.
doing it like that. It shall never be well with them. Because this is
Heart of evil.
evil. They are evil. And that's why the school authority that you Donor College did not know about this.
Okay, those are the two videos. So there's a third video. It's a conversation between a young girl that attends the school, Dowen College. As a matter of fact, the school is in Lekki, Lekki Phase 1. I know the school. So for those people that want to go and protest, name the date, name the time, I'll be available as well. So this conversation, this video I'm about to play right now, it's a conversation between a young girl and her aunt. So the young girl was giving information about the fact that one of the kids that was responsible for Sylvester's death, the kid was flown out of the country about 5 a.m. in the morning. I can't remember if it was, I don't know the particular day, but let's just play the video and we'll start this conversation proper.
Well, he was my friend. Before Sylvester started complaining of leg pain, he told me he had muscle pull. So I carried him. Me and his best friend Alex, we carried him to the sick bay. We brought food from.
Sorry.
Well, he was my friend. Before Sylvester started complaining of leg pain, he told me he had muscle pull. So I carried him. Me and his best friend Alex, we carried him to the sick bay. We brought food from him from the cafeteria.
The one that they came to pick 5 o'clock with convoy now is one of the bad boys that beat him up.
Yes.
And the parent knows what child means. They came to pick their own.
Yeah,
and they did not train the boy very well.
I think they said one of the boys jumped fence and ran out of school.
Magic, the hostel of the college is bad. It's bad. Yes. They came to pick their child at 5 o'clock. The other one ran away. The parent did not bring it back to school. That means they know.
Guys, yesterday I joined the Facebook Live that Sylvester's dad had with the Punch newspapers. God, I watched this man and his 2 young daughters describe and explain how it all got to this point. Guys, I was just crying all through because it was very disturbing. Okay, so for those of you who do not know what's going on here, Sylvester today is his birthday. He clocks 12 today. So Sylvester is a JSS 2 student of Dowen College in Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. Dowen College, for those people who do not know about the school, is one of those prestigious schools on the island. Prestigious in the sense that, according to the tag given to it, it is the school for the rich. Caliber of people who send their kids there, they are the elites of the society. And that's because the tuition fee, everything about the school is very, very pricey. It's on the high side. So Sylvester, according to the story or the narrative that the father gave on that live stream yesterday, was that the boy started getting bullied right from when he got into the school, from GSS 1. According to the father, when he got into the school, when they give him at least 50,000 naira for upkeep, it doesn't even last 1 week. When they give him provisions, it does not last. And so they thought, as a boy child, maybe he was being careless, misplacing his things. It's a boarding house, by the way. It's not the usual day school for Sylvester. And that's Dowen College. I'm not sure, but I think they have the day school students and they have the boarding school students, those ones who come from far and wide, and then they lodge in the school. So they have hostels. Some people have boarding school experiences. I did not go to a boarding school, so I don't really know how it is to cohabitate with different kids in a hostel. So that was the situation for Sylvester. So according to the father, they did not really know that this boy was being bullied in school. And sometimes when they ask him, he cannot talk. He'll just they just look at it as just a regular thing that kids face in school. And then also another reason why the father did not really take any action was because he had two sisters. One of them just finished SS2, SS3, and then the other one is SS1, SS2. And so the father felt like, okay, because he had two sisters in the school, he was protected, but apparently he wasn't protected. So the moment the elder sister graduated from the school, that was when the bullying intensified. And so Sylvester was in JSS2, and sometimes things will happen to him, especially with his upkeep. And if they ask him questions, he will say, "Oh, they will kill me if I talk. They'll kill me if I talk." So the father did not really take it serious. And so they started giving his housemaster, a certain Mr. Hamed, his money, his upkeep to keep for him, thinking that that would actually help him manage funds that they sent to him, for school. But it did not work out. And so fast forward to this situation, the school had called and the mother was not in Lagos. So a family member had gone to check. They said Sylvester played football, and that was what resulted in him landing in the school's sick bay. I had to play that video because a number of us on this live stream right now, I'm sure we must have played football in one time or the other in our lives, at one point or the other in our lives. And if you bear me witness, I'm not sure anybody that has played football or plays football would be this battered. I don't know, but I don't know. Somebody help me out. Is it possible for a child to play football and then that child is battered that way? Is it possible? Let me check the chats. I mean, that was what the school said. That was the school's official report, that Sylvester played football, and that was what resulted in all those body aches. And so whilst the parent and the father was asking him, whilst he was in the hospital bed, what happens to you? You say he fell, he fell, he fell. This pain was so severe. Guys, what you saw on those videos, the pain was so severe that look at his mouth. His mouth was peeling. All his bones, everything. According to the father, they did an x-ray. The x-ray was not showing anything. I don't know what that means, but it could be that all his bones were dislocated. Now, fast forward to what the father now narrated. The father said before this boy died, he now started confessing that he was beaten. He had been bullied over and over and over again, and he was beaten. Before he was beaten, one of those senior students from SS1 had actually asked him questions about his sister's private part. Oh, have you seen your sister's private part? The boy said no. They had beaten Sylvester to pulp, threatening him that if he does not agree that he has seen his sister's private parts, they will not stop beating him. And so the boy had to say, okay, yes, I have seen my sister's private parts. And that was when they stopped beating him. That was the first time. So they had gone to jeer at the sister that, oh, your brother said that he has seen your private part. So the sister was upset with Sylvester, but Sylvester could not talk. So at that point in time, the family did not really know that that was what was really happening, that this boy was being bullied by his seniors in school. Now, according to the younger sister, she had written a statement, she had petitioned severally to the school head that those boys should be suspended. Now, the school came out, Dowen College, they came out and lied that they actually suspended those students. But guess what? On that live stream yesterday with Punch Newspapers, the sister said those boys were never suspended. Now, that's one case. The school, having knowledge, being aware of all the horrid things that's happening in the school amongst the students or the pupils, but not taking any action for reasons best known to them, which we are going to talk about later. Now, that's one. So, on his dying bed, that was where Sylvester confessed, all right? Because after the first time when he was bullied and everything, okay, funny enough, guys, Sylvester was in the same room with those boys, which makes me wonder, is it like what informs the living in arrangement of that school, of Dowen College, that they will put a JSS 1 student or a JSS 2 student in the same room with an SS2 student. I know that we have situations like that in the university system. At least the school, when I was in university, I had final year students in my room whilst I was in 100 level. I was still a fresher and we had senior students like that. And lo and behold, I was actually bullied. There was a day 9 people in my room, they almost beat me. Why? Because I could speak English more than them. But that's by the way, we're going to talk about all of that much later. But the question I asked is, what informs the living in arrangement of a school like Dowen College for them to put a JSS1 child in the same room with an SS2, SS3 student? We're coming to that. So they were all in the same hostel and they were in the same room. And then when the first set of bullying happened, the school switched Sylvester from that room to another room in the same hostel. Now, according to Sylvester's dad, the confession from Sylvester before he died was that at night, when it was lights out, 5 of those boys, some in SS2, some in SS1, they had come to his room, right? They had come to his room and they had beaten him up from his bed. He fell down and they were beating him up, stepping on him, matching his bones, his head, everywhere. And then after beating him up, they opened his mouth and they poured a chemical into his mouth. The question is, where did the chemical come from? How is it possible that SS2 boys, children like that, or students like that, they had in their possession chemical, probably from the school's laboratory? So they poured chemical in Sylvester's mouth. So according to the dad, the boy suffered so much pain and trauma, as we saw on those videos I played earlier. And after he died, they had done autopsy and they had found black chemical in his bloodstream. Now, according to the father, the person who carried out the autopsy said that he could not really do anything with that chemical, so they have to give it to Lagos State or the government of Warri State, Delta State, where they are originally from. Yeah, so they are supposed to give the chemicals to either of the two to continue with the test. Now, compare those findings with the claims of the school. The school claimed that Sylvester was playing football, and that was what resulted in what we saw in those videos. I'm going to play that video again, and somebody please tell me if it is possible for a child to play football and end up in this state that Sylvester was in before he died.
Say it, it shall never be well with them. For them to do my son like this. For them to hit my son like this. My God will not forgive them. The God I'm serving will bring judgment upon them. Will bring judgment upon them in their generation.
It shall never be well with them. Because this is
Heart of evil.
They are evil. And that's why the school authority that you Donald College did not know about this.
Okay, that's very disturbing to watch. That is very disturbing. Now, the names of the 5 boys that did that to Sylvester is out. Apparently, those kids, they are from very, very wealthy homes. So the night that thing happened, of course, it's obvious that it was the school that called the parents of those boys. So one of them, 5 a.m. in the morning, had come into the school and immediately taken that boy away and flown him out of the country. Now, there's a conspiracy there for a parent to have gotten that information, knowing fully well that, okay, this is what your child did. You came into the school, you flew your child away. I understand, instincts of a mother, instincts of a father. You want to protect your child, but your child just successfully, together with his cohorts, killed somebody, some other child, and they flew that child out of the country. The school is part of this whole thing. And then the school came up with that stupid narrative of Sylvester playing football. So people are asking questions. I personally am asking that, okay, a very big school like that, wealthy in all of its capacity, with so many sponsors here and there. Let's see CCTV footages. Of course, they cannot say that they don't have CCTV footage. Let's see CCTV footages, of the football pitch or of the surrounding environment of the school. Yeah, let's see how Sylvester played football and resulted in that state and then ended up dying. Let's see. But guys, I don't even know where to start. It's just really sad that such a thing will happen and the school will not even show any form of remorse. If it wasn't for the Lagos state government that actually shut down the school yesterday indefinitely, to investigate the case, the school was busy posting pictures on their Instagram page, posting awards that their students had achieved, posting things, giving themselves accolades. And then when they saw that the internet public was actually enraged about the whole situation, they now turned off their comment section so that people cannot comment or say anything about the situation at them. You know what? Somebody please do me a favor. Yeah? I have the names of those 5 boys that actually beat up Sylvester, but it's far off from me now. Can somebody kindly type their names in the comment section? Just type it down and I'm going to pin it. The parents of those children need to allow their children come and face the consequences of their actions. They need to face the consequences of their actions. A lot is wrong here. The school is to blame. The parents of those children, they are to blame. And guys, this is something that happens all the time. People birth children, You think your child is an angel, whereas you don't know that you're actually breeding a monster. So, and it's normal for parents to think that, oh, their kids are the best. It's normal when you see parents arguing or having conversations about their child. Each parent is busy, showing off all the great achievements of their child. But what they also fail to do is to get to know their child. And it's very obvious that those children who killed Sylvester, it's either their home training is flawed, or it's either there's something they've been doing that their parents do not know about, something they've been doing that their parents are not aware of. I saw the pictures of those boys. Their faces look so innocent, but at the end of the day, we all know that it's not about, what the face looks like. It's all about the intent of the heart or the mind, how deeply the mind has been polluted. But talking about those parents that are shielding their children, my own prayer is that they will not find rest. They will not find rest. It is appalling. It is appalling. Very, very disgusting that their kids did things like that and they are shielding their child. What about the dead Sylvester? Today is his birthday. And guys, I wept listening to the father talking about, oh, he's going to take up Sylvester's picture. He's going to get a cake. He's going to celebrate Sylvester's birthday regardless. Who did that little boy offend? Who did he offend? I'm going to just go ahead and share the link to this live stream. There are a couple of questions I need to ask you guys to talk about because I also need to hear your own opinion about this matter. So I'm just going to drop the link here. The link is on here. If you want to join me on this virtual conversation, just click on the link and I'll add you right away. All right. So guys, there are so many questions to ask. Why is Dowen College, Lekki Phase 1 Lagos, hiding this murder situation? This is murder. Why are they hiding the student? Why are they protecting those students? Why are they covering the story with some useless lies that Sylvester was playing football? Why are they hiding everything? Who are the parents of those children that are responsible for Sylvester's death? One of Nigeria's public figures, Ubi Franklin, he dropped some tweets, I think yesterday or the day before, talking about knowing the owner of the school, of the Dowen College. He said he knows the owner of the school. He said the owner of the school is in his circle, and his friends in his circle, they are also aware of the owner of the school. So the question is, why is the school hiding everything? Why is the owner keeping quiet? Why are they lying? Why are they giving us some stupid, unbelievable tales of Sylvester having played football? And aside that, the other parents of the other kids of that school, why are they quiet? What are they hiding? Why are they not reacting? Why are they not protesting? Why are they not seeking justice for this poor boy that was bullied to death? Do they know that their kids could be next? Why are they not saying anything? Everybody is forming, I'm a big man, I'm a big woman. So things like this, let us leave it to the government to handle. Why? I don't get what is, and this is very, very irritating. This is very irritating with the elites of this society. This is very irritating. Things happen, and you will see how they will run and start trying to shield their own, as if their own deserves the best. Any other person, go to hell, go and waste away. Why are they covering the school? The school is an accomplice for such a thing to happen, and for them to be shielding those children, for them to be lying to the public, to the parents of that young boy, for the school to be lying about what happened exactly. The school is an accomplice. And I'm more suspicious of the school that such a thing happened. And I don't know if they were, because of course I know that in boarding schools, they don't allow phones. So who else would have called the parent of that child that was flown out of the country, if not the school? So the school is an accomplice. For them to have hurriedly, 5 a.m. in the morning, called the parent of those boys to come and take them away. You see, if I had the power, Dowen College will not be opened anymore. Not indefinitely. And you guys know the most irritating part? I heard from confidential source that the school is still having online classes. As a matter of fact, they were saying that, the school is going to be shut down Friday and Monday, and then when they resume, they're going to continue their exams. They are mad. You guys hear me? They are mad. The principal of that school needs a brain reset. They are mad. All of them, they are mad and they are sick. They are terribly sick. Very sick. The kind of prayer I pray for people who do very, very heartless things like that is that it should happen to their own, so that they will know how it feels to experience such a loss. Very bright young boy, Sylvester. What crime did he commit other than being a student in a school? Then he was bullied. The most irritating thing, again, a lot of this whole situation, a lot of the facts and everything, just very, very irritating. Those boys bullying Sylvester, what exactly did they want from an 11-year-old boy that their parents could not have afforded for them? What exactly were they looking for that they could not get from their own homes? Are they deprived? Are they starving? Or is it them just being power drunk? What morals are their parents passing on to them? What exactly is their family teaching them? What values are they instilling on them? What exactly is it? This is very disgusting. Hi, Pete. Hello? Hello? Okay. I don't know. I guess her network is really, really bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the link again. And yeah, I've dropped the link again. So if you want to join this conversation, just click on the link and I'll be able to add you to the live stream. Okay. But guys, these are questions we should be asking. What morals? And please, I would also like to hear from parents in the house. If you are a parent, you have kids in school, I would like to have a conversation with you. Because another problem in this society is that people send their kids to school, but they don't follow up. They don't take out time to know what exactly is happening with their kids. Some parents send their kids to school. They don't know who their kids are. You send your child to school. The only time you see your child is in the morning and in the night. You don't know if your child, if the person you call your child, if you are grooming that child to be an angel or a demon. I can say that confidently because some kids are actually demons. I'm sorry. Yes, I understand. But I had my own fair share of bullying in primary school and in secondary school. I had some set of classmates back then. Why were they bullying me? Because of my nose. They said my nose was too big. So after school back then, they would see me. I'm about to go home. They will lay me on the road and they'll be shoving my head, nudging my head, pushing me here and there. They will drag my uniform. They say my shirt is always too clean. They will make sure they rub their hands in the sand and stain all of my shirt. After staining it, they will pull my nose. They will pull it so hard. Why? They say your nose is too long. Another reason they bullied me, they said I am a Calabar dog. Why? Oh, there was this stereotype in the society that people that are from Calabar, they don't care whether you're from Akwa Ibom State or Cross River. For them, you are Calabar. So the stereotype back then was that being from Calabar, you eat dog. So therefore, you are a Calabar dog and you smell of fufu. That was the insult. And so just because of that, I am from Akwa Ibom, they hated my guts. And so they would pull my nose and pull my nose and pull my nose until it felt as though I was going to bleed. And by the time my eyes were red, they would pour sand in my eyes. And then when they were done, they would leave me on the road in dirt, in the sand. And out of shame, after crying my eyes out, I would get up, I would dust off myself, and then I would go to the market where my mother has a shed selling fish, and I'll go and meet my mother. And my mother would think, oh, you played dirty in school today, you're a very naughty girl. And then she would scold me because she did not have time to ask me, oh, who did this to you in school? No, for her, I was just being naughty and I played very, very roughly in school, and then I'm looking very, very dirty and soiled. And she was busy, of course, hustling, trying to make ends meet to feed her children. So did she even have time to ask me that kind of question? She did not. And so I suffered for that all through primary school. Yes. And then I got into secondary school. From JSS 1 and JSS 2, I suffered the same fate of bullying. I don't know how I survived secondary school, but I hated secondary school. I hated it. I hated school, actually. And I'm not the only one. There are so many people today who have gone through that same walk, that same corridor of life. And it's traumatic. It is traumatic. And when I think about those kids today, I go on Facebook and I see some of them, those ones that bullied me. They are married now, they have kids. And when they come online, they write very, very flowery messages of how beautiful their own kids are. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm human. But sometimes I get so tempted to curse their kids. But I just tell myself, no, their kids did not bully me. They bullied me. I look at their pictures on Facebook. Sometimes, some of them send me messages on Facebook. Oh, Glory, I watch your YouTube videos. And in my mind, I'm saying, may God punish you severely. I'm sorry, I'm human, but I do that. I look at them and I say, may God punish you. And may the tales of my life and my progress plague you. It's not a curse. I'm just returning a favor. But the question is, how many people can be that strong to move on after being bullied? How many people? If you are coming on this live stream, we need to see your face, okay? Henneken and Jennifer. Hello. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Glory. How are you?
I'm not doing great at all. I'm vexed.
I'm also not doing fine at all. I'm telling you, I'm in Ghana. I'm a Liberian, but I'm in Ghana, and this story has hit me really hard.
You're
You know,
welcome.
I've seen it since yesterday, and this is so sad. You know, especially when you have kids around that same age group. All you do is just want to pray for your kids. You understand me? I'm hoping that all goes well, and I'm wishing that the school is shut down, you know, not
Yes.
just indefinitely, but forever, because this is madness. and all the administrators, they needs to be dealt with. They needs to
Yes.
be arrested. Even the parents, are you getting me? Even the parents, they needs to be dealt with. This is so sad. This is so sad. You know, though I know all these things will not bring Sylvester back, but at least this is something that we need to take in honor of him.
Yes. Yes. Let me ask you a
So,
question. Let me ask you a question. And this question is not coming from a place of judgment, right?
okay.
Because I thought about it. I was really pissed. I am still pissed. And I thought about it and I asked myself that why would a parent hear that their child contributed to the death of another child and they still took that child to go and
Out of
hide
the
that
country.
child away in protection. So I want to ask you, if you were a parent, and I don't know, do you have kids?
I have three.
Okay, so if you heard that your child, one of your kids, did something really, really horrible, what would you do different? What would you do?
From the beginning as a parent, what they did was the first thing that comes to your mind is how you protect your child. But the motherly instinct is not only for your child, it also covers other children as well. So you
Yes.
start to think about if you were the one in that person's shoe. Are you understanding me? So you
Mm-hmm.
have to think like, what would I have done if it was my child this thing happened
Mm-hmm.
to? So you try to handle it the right way. If the parents are educated, if the parents are they have people that just give birth to children, but they don't know how to bring up their children. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's very unfortunate because they have
Yes.
parents that are not parents, but they
Yes.
were giving children. Yeah, you
Yes.
getting me? So
Yes.
for me, with being a God-fearing parent, I will look at the bright side and maybe go to the authorities, try to handle this. You understanding me? This is something that can be dealt with. These are kids. It's not me. Discipline, he needs to be disciplined. He needs to know
Mm-hmm.
that he cannot repeat this. Are
Yes.
you getting it? So he might
Yes.
even do it again. He might do it again. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
something worse. He might even kill the parents.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even thinking about that. They're not
Mm-hmm.
even
I
thinking
know
about
that.
that.
And do you know my fear in all of this? Do you know my fear in all of this? There's this disgusting culture that is
Because
brewing up at the moment that kids will do things and they will now start making excuses like, oh, the child probably grew up in a traumatic environment, and that is what is informing the child's actions. And then, as a result of that, that child would repeat those same actions and they will keep giving excuses.
take your
What do you
child for therapy. Take your child for therapy. Take them to a psychologist.
think?
That's
Mm-hmm.
how everybody shouldn't be blamed for how your child was brought up. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a child. This child has killed somebody. So what do you do? It was so stupid to think that you take your child out, and I don't know. But I feel so sad, and I'm so grateful to you for bringing this out, for starting the live and allowing us to
It's
talk
really
about it.
sad. It's really sad. And then, I've been following this story for I think the past 2 days now, because I really wanted to get full details of the whole thing. So some people were saying that, oh, this is boarding school culture. That in boarding school, there's this culture of the senior students being power drunk, always trying in their own way to discipline the junior students. And the school authorities normally do not see anything wrong in it, right? So I ask myself, must there be a boarding school
Boarding
culture?
school,
Aside to the culture of you already bearing the cost of training your child, sending your child to school to go and learn, how to be a civilized human being at least, and how to get some education. Yeah. Is there any need for the school to allow the students to create that second
culture,
culture that is a culture of bullying, a culture of intimidation, a culture of making your
culture.
children feel like they are animals? So when your child is in school, your child is a completely different human being. And then
And
when you
when
come back home, you are seeing
that's
another, your child has like dual personality. And these schools, they are fully aware of all these things, but then they do nothing about it because they say, oh, they are just kids.
Gloria,
It really makes sense.
I'm sure back in the days, this was not the case. Okay, this was not the case. I don't know why all these things are going on right now. But must there be a boarding school if these things should happen? Because when people take their kids to boarding school, they expect them to be taken care of. I
Yeah.
know back in the days, my mom told me because she went to boarding school. I know she told me that those days boarding schools were for kids that, for them to learn how to do things on their own, learn how to work, learn how to
Yeah.
take care of themselves. Those boy kids that are being pampered by their parents.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know why are people doing all these things right now. You understand? So if I heard you correctly, first you said that this was not the only incident. They were
Mm-hmm.
always taking his money from him, his food
Yes.
and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
the school should have gotten involved and keep an eye up for this kid
Yeah.
and maybe
And
try to put
another
things
story.
in place.
Yeah. And if you look at, there's another angle to it, right? Now that school, the Dowen College in question, the school is it's in Nigerian language, it is a big man school. It is that
Okay,
kind of school where there are levels to the big man. There are the extremely wealthy children, and there are the wealthy children. And then there are those ones that are attending the school out of scholarship. So it happens most of the time that those ones that fall below the radar, they are the victims. They are the prey. Those extremely wealthy ones, most of the time, they fall under the category of the predators. And sometimes, it's the other way around. And so the schools, they are aware, the school authority, the teachers, the administrators, the principal, they are fully aware of all these things. But guess what? They cannot talk. Why? Because they have those parents, and those kids, they are kids of the parents who are the major contributors of the school. So for them, oh, the source of finance of these schools, it might cease to flow if we discipline this child the way they should be disciplined. And so because of that, what they do is they keep quiet. They do not say anything. I think that is the reason why this school is coming up with lies about Sylvester playing football and hurting himself. And then stupidly saying that, oh, they're just going to go on a short break, and then when they come back, they are going to continue with their exam. As if
come back where? Come
you
back
get.
where?
Hi, Anthony. You're welcome. You're welcome to join the live stream.
Yeah,
Anthony,
thank you so much.
yeah. How do you feel? How do you feel about this whole thing?
You see, for me, I think the problem is it's not Nigerian factor, but individual factor. For the school, all their care is the money they make, how much they
Yeah.
are earning. That's all the school is all about. They don't care any other thing about it. School can go as far as coming up to give the student mark just to please the
Mm-hmm.
parents so that they can.
Exactly.
Imagine coming out with such a lie in somebody's own life and said the boy played football. Which stupid football are we talking in Nigeria?
Football.
I don't
What
even know.
Which
football?
football? You see, let's be very honest with ourselves. The teachers, all these teachers in that school, they are all accomplished. That's number
Yes,
one.
Yes,
I
I was
agree.
about to say the same thing.
See, we are trying to crucify the owner of the school. The owner of the school just employed people to manage the whole school affairs. He has his media people, he has the teachers, he has the administrative part, and they are trying the best they can, convincing the owner. I'm not saying the owner is innocent too, because the owner now is involved, so he must have to face the dance because
Yes,
a lot of head will roll here. I'm not talking
yes,
about any other thing, but him, the head of the school, has to come out gently and claim it. You understand?
yeah,
In Igbo language, they said, "Now, when one finger is deep inside an oil, it spread to the whole hand. It spread everywhere. So whoever
yes.
that caused this in this school, let's start talking because you said a lot. My very good friend Frank
Glory.
Elijah
Yes,
Glory. let's talk about this. The each dormitory has their own teacher who takes care of this particular hostel or or beds, whatever they as they may call it. Every hostel has the person that manages it. So who is the teacher responsible for that? Is there no CCTV in this high caliber of this high caliber of school? Is there no CCTV there? Those night out, at night out, we all went to NYSC and so on and so forth. When it's night out, army, that is the time army and the security officers walk around to tell you go. So who is giving those children that asset? You are saying the principal. The principal might not, the school authority might not call the principal, but we should start first from hostel manager. From hostel manager, extend it up to administrative blocks. So the hostel manager is the person they handed those children off. They pay them, they get tips. How much is doing university, doing college, whatever, pay their teachers. So that's where the management, so a lot has to be reviewed. There's a lot here. We are just covering a lot. We are not, we are still, this is not going to die easy because life is involved. You know, life is involved. Yeah,
let me just say
go
something.
on.
You talk about the principal, the owner of the school not being blamed. Okay.
Yeah.
Understand that. But you see, in this case, what happened? You see, in this case, the owner of the school will be blamed also because it's something in Africa. What we do in Africa is that when we open an institution, you know, we have something called job.
Jennifer, if you can, we can't hear you. Okay, can you be audible, please?
Hello? Hello? Are you
Okay, so there's
Yeah,
a
we
lot
can
of
hear you, Jennifer.
there's a lot of sound coming
okay?
from someone's end. Can you shut down the volume of the phone?
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay, all
So when
right.
you
Thank you.
open the school is a business, okay?
Yeah.
When you open a business, it's always good to do job training. So these people working at your institution, they go for job training not only once, but it should be continuously. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It should be continuously. Like every month, you go for job training. Especially when
Yeah.
you have a hostel. You need to train these people to take care of kids because some of them are not even parents. Some of them are parents, but they don't know how to take care of their own kids. Are you
True.
getting me? So this is
Yeah.
something that they should do almost every month.
Yeah.
That way, you will have the children taken care of equally and not people being bullied because their parents don't have much and their parents are not high in society. Are you getting
Mm-hmm.
me? So one way or another, we need the owner of the school also.
Mm-hmm.
We will blame the owner of the school also. It's the same as saying your child didn't get a good foundation in school. That's why he's not high at certain level. Sometimes you say the foundation of your education is the best. Okay, so the foundation of opening the school, setting up your teachers, the people that are the hostess, making sure that they take care of these students the right way.
Mm-hmm.
In that way, the students will be open to come to you to explain things. They'll come to you because they don't have their parents there. So you should be, as the parent of those kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're acting like a parent of those kids and the teacher at the same time, you have a free environment for them to come and explain, oh, I'm being treated this way, I'm being bullied this way. Are you getting me? And things really have reached this side. It's so sad that
I
it has already
Jennifer,
happened.
I
It's so,
actually agree with
so
you about what you said about the trainings. Yeah. My
sad.
brother, he teaches in a school as
It's
well,
so sad.
right? He teaches in a school. Now, in that school where he teaches, he's a graduate. He was one of the best graduating students from his university in general. Now, regardless of his accomplishment in university. Before the school employed him, they had to tell him to go and take several trainings. And every month, I don't want to mention the name of the school. I'm not giving them any unnecessary publicity, but it's a school here in Lagos as well. That school, my brother literally goes for training, like every time. Yes. And from that school, there is a certain way that is expected of teachers to relate with the kids of that school. Any teacher that falls short of that is fired immediately, no excuses. And I love the system. So as a result of that, my brother literally has to shed off his true self as a human being, to fit into the standards that that school has laid out, for the kids of that school to be taken care of. And that is because some of the parents of that school, they don't take shit from anybody. If you do anything crazy, or if their kids, as a matter of fact, that school teaches their kids to be very vocal. So if a teacher unnecessarily even scolds the child, immediately that child is talking about it. There's no intimidation. The kids are so bold, and the parents are very quick to sue. So the teachers of that school, they are very upright. When I talk to my brother about his job, he's extremely careful. But the stories I have heard so far about this Dowen College, it is different. I read a thread on Twitter where a lady said that she remembers when I think a guy or a lady, I can't remember, they went for a competition, with the school. She attended a school on the mainland of Lagos, and then they went for a competition in that same Dowen College. When they got there, the students of Dowen College was literally pulling their hair, bullying them, doing all manner of crazy things at them. And guess what? The teachers of that school, they were laughing. They were saying, oh, it's just child play. It's nothing serious. And so I asked myself that, okay, so there is a genesis to all these things after all. When the students do certain things, they are doing it to test if they will get a reaction from the school authorities as well. And if the school authorities give them a pass, make it look like, oh, it's normal to be that way, they continue. So I agree with what you said about the training, but I also agree with Mr. Anthony, because the truth is, as I said before, I have not lived in a board. I don't really have a boarding school experience like that, except when I was in university, which I did not really stay that long, right? So there is an admin for all these levels. Mr. Anthony, you were talking about the hostel master, the person that
Yeah. Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. You see, if we want to get it right, okay, if we want to get the whole information right, now, you see, let me just even come down a little bit. Who is the house captain? Who is the house captain or the hostel captain? Let's start from there. In every room in a hostel, there is a hostel captain or house captain. Who is the house captain? Who is the assistant house captain? Who is the welfare? I'm saying captain, house captain, because when we went to school, that's what we used to say: house captain, house whatever. So who is the house captain? Who is the assistant? And hey, it's on us. Who is the welfare, or whoever that shares food? There are somebody who manages that, a student himself, a senior student, except if he's involved in those guys. Then who is the teacher responsible? Because this is goes hierarchy. The house captain who is living in that particular hostel will report to the teacher, this is what is happening. I said so many heads will roll. Then the house captain will report to this. If they don't have it, let every other school start to have it. See, I worked in Halliburton, where previously when I did my CWS, there's always what we call know what's expected of you at any given time. You know what's expected of you. The house captain has to report daily, intentional. There should be a daily intentional. You report, then the teacher will come in the morning and take action so that you will remove the whatever that happened upon your head. So if we don't have it, then that's where the whole school is going to be pulled into this mud. I'm telling you the truth. Nobody's going to go away. This blood of this innocent boy, 11 years, so if it's me, God forbid, it's not me. See, I don't think there will be peace. You know, I have a lot of bullying. Yeah, I might call one school in Abuja. I might call one school in Abuja, in Lugbe, Abuja.
Please call the
Some
name
of
of
my
call the name.
some of my colleagues then in okay PPPRA knows about the school. There were serious bullying. This one is as in it was even a rape,
Please
and
call
the
the name
school
of
is
the school.
and
Let all these parents
wait.
that send their kids there
With
know.
all my full chest, I don't get that full chest, sha, but I'm trying. And I'm not afraid though, because I'm not in Nigeria. They can't come here and catch me. Here I am now. I'm out of the country. If I remember the name of the school, I'm going to call the name. But it's in Lube. It's very close to me. And the school is opposite Sharon Filling Station.
Yeah.
Now, the case explode. The school system was doing it. It was even the chairman of the PTA who skyrocketed it. But at the end of the day, there's always what they call school image maintenance or whatever. They closed the case. What the parents did was simply to take their children away. You see, the school will always want to come out to save their own. So what I'm trying to say here in a nutshell is this is a bad game. These particular people that cause this trouble, from house captain or house whatever, to the teacher in charge of that hostel, to the teachers of the school, then to the medical team of the school. Then how are they taking care of these children? Is it that they didn't see that boy going down every day? I have my kids here in Norwich here. They are all comfortable. You go to school every day. They give intentionals, give reports. Then why are they not doing it in our own something like that kind of school? They might be looking for schools in UK, schools in US, schools in Germany, schools in United. So what is happening to them that they don't? They're copying that, but they can't copy how they survive to make the life of those students look so innocent. You see, I'm not, if I am in Nigeria or in Lagos, I could have joined the team. But this particular incident should not go down the road. It will never be good for all those guys. The parents that are taking their kids away, they are just trying to mock the system. You see, police is police. When we are the masses, when we start, the police will do their job. The children in their life, all of them, 5 of them, maybe 6 of them, will never see peace in their own life. I have a case in Oka I have a case in Oka, high-rise case in Oka, in Nandazikiwe, Aroma Junction, where one of the top person per se was doing a court, and they killed someone. And we knew what happened. Everybody, it was covered and covered and covered because the dad is one of the most top rank
Official,
clergy,
government official.
not a government official. Oh. This one na religion. Oh.
Ah.
What happened? But at the end of the day, it happened. But what we pray is that God should give us understanding to believe and pray for forgiveness. Those before that forgiveness will come, there should be restitution. How would they restitute this land? How would they bring the life of Sylvester back? They cannot bring him back, but they have to pay through their nose. This time around, if they go to jail for 10 years or 20 years, it will clear on their eye that they did something wrong, and it will follow them all the days of their life. Even if justice is not gotten today, or maybe next tomorrow, their life will always remain miserable. That's my take.
Let's hear from Praise. Hi, Praise.
Praise, welcome. Welcome.
You're welcome to the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly. Praise, are you a mom?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, do you have kids?
Pardon?
Do you have kids, Praise? Do you have kids?
Yes, I have 3 kids, you know. And
How do you feel feel with everything, with what happened to Sylvester? How do you feel about putting your kids in the boarding school? And how do you feel about everything in general, the actions of the school, the actions of the parents of the boys who beat up Sylvester to death?
You see, it is my
Camera,
feelings.
let's see you. Come into the camera, let's see you. Okay, better. That's better.
So my feelings as a mother, even if I'm not a mother, as a human being, I mean, I can't express it because you sent your child to school, you sent your child to school for him to be taken care of, and what you have in return is
Okay. Praise. Hello, Praise. Hello, Praise. Sorry. Do you have your headphones? So it will be
huh?
better. It will be better if you use your headphones. All right.
Okay,
Connect it to your device so that your voice does not bounce back to you. Okay.
okay,
All right. So whilst you're doing
okay,
that,
like
we're
earpiece.
welcoming Nikki.
Yeah.
Have you
You
used
mean
your headphones? Yeah. Just go ahead. Use your headphones. Connect it to your device. All right. So that we can hear you loud and clear.
okay? Let me connect to the earpiece.
All right. Mickey, you're welcome. I'm sorry, last time you joined, before I checked, I didn't see you anymore. You're welcome to the live stream. So whilst Praise is connecting a headphone, let's just hear from you. How do you feel about this whole thing, this whole situation?
Well, it's a very sad situation to start with. I feel so gutted by the. I feel so gutted by the action of the parents that have flown the kids away. Last was it yesterday or this morning?
Yesterday, yeah.
And yesterday. I saw the news yesterday because I saw the news yesterday, and this morning I think I was listening to Kate Anshon this morning say something about this issue. I think the parents, not I think, the parents of the kids that are involved, they need to answer for this. That is one, and especially whoever that made that call, whoever that made that call to the parents that came to took their kids from the school, that person has to be arrested.
Yeah,
And the
I
parents,
agree.
the parents, that person has to be arrested. And the parents that it's and flown the kids overseas has to be arrested as well because your 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 kids reflect your reflection. What's the word I'm looking for? A
Or
nice
your
word.
kids are a reflection of who you are.
Yes, because if you touch your kid proper, they behave proper. Because it's the home training you give your kid. That is what they will manifest when they are going into the world. You understand? This is not the issue of, okay, fine, I'm being protective of my kids or not. When your kid is at wrong, it needs to be said that, okay, fine, you are at wrong. I need to face the consequences. You get my point?
Get
And
you.
then the school, they have a lot to answer for. My heart is bleeding because I have a 12 years old nephew. Imagine if something like that happened to my nephew. If something like that happened to somebody close to you, how will you feel? For the fact that the parents of the kids that are involved, are treating the whole situation the way they are treating it, how would you feel? For the fact that the parents of the is my voice, it's breaking my heart. It's breaking my heart. Seriously, the school authority has a lot to answer for. The parents of the kids involved has a lot to answer for. The kids involved in this situation, they have a lot to answer for. They should be treated as an adult. If you
Mm-hmm.
can do the crime, you might as well do the time. Seriously. Um, like before I came online, I've already been analyzing what I'm going to say from stage one. Like I'm just all over the place. It's a very bad, it's a very
I
sad
understand.
news. No parent should witness this. No parent should go through what Sylvester parents are going through now. No parent should go through what they are going through. And for the fact that the other parents were like, okay, fine, feel like it's within their right to feel less concerned about what their kids did to another child, is not good. It's not good.
Do you know, I personally feel this whole thing is premeditated. Some people will look at it from the angle of, oh, those boys are just kids. The question is, how do those boys, or what informed those boys that evil should be perpetrated in the dark of night? Because these boys, they literally waited for light out in the hostel. When it was light out, that was when they did what they did. And then what informed them that to torture someone further, they have to give the person chemical to drink after beating the person. You see, so when people will say that, oh, these boys, they are just young boys, because that is how their parents are analyzing it. Oh, they are just young boys, they are kids. Your kids were intentional. They were deliberate. They premeditated. It was obvious they planned. They put effort into their evil act. They put effort into it.
It was well calculated. It was well calculated, yes.
While they were beating that young boy, they gathered the rest of his roommates in one corner and they threatened the roommate that if you tell anybody, we will kill all of you one by one. Can you imagine that? Now, aside all the questions that we have, another one that is really annoying me is the parents of the other kids in the school. The fact that we've not really heard any of them making any statements or saying anything or calling out the school, it's like, oh, because it is not my child, it happens to, I am not bothered.
That is I don't care attitude. There was the word I don't care attitude. It has nothing to do with my kids. So therefore, I'm not going to say anything. Forgetting that, see, I like the way people are coming up to discuss about this issue, like the way people are calling the school out, the parents out. I just hope that at the end of the day, justice will be served, and the parents of Sylvester will get some closure. So, for that to happen, people like you, anybody that has mouth to talk, anybody that has a platform to voice out the opinion, anybody that should come together and voice out the opinion, make sure that this school is brought to justice, and the kids are brought to justice, and the parents of the kids as well, they are brought to justice. Yeah. If the one where they pay me pass, the person where carry the picking go overseas, wherever I carry the picking go, is an accomplice to is a murder case, is an accomplice to the murder, because you are only aware of what your kids did. You understand? Instead of you to allow your child to face the music, you try to cover up. Yeah. By covering up the murder, you're an accomplice already. They are accomplice. There must be charges brought against the parents, so that will serve as a lesson to other parents. When your child do something, do not cover it up.
Exactly.
Do not cover it up. If your child did something wrong, do not cover it up, so that tomorrow, because those kids the kids you are covering up now, they're going to be the leader for tomorrow whenever our time here is gone or their time is gone. How would they not treat other fellow citizens? Is what you give to your plant that brings that, is what you give to your plant that makes your plant grow. If you serve a good manure, your crops come out good. If you feed it something bad, at the end of the day, your seed comes out bad.
Yeah.
You understand?
So let me ask Praise the question. Let me ask Praise the question. Praise, you're welcome back. So as a parent, if you were, God forbid, But what would you have Sylvester's parents do? Because to be very honest, though, I feel like the parents are calm. They are traumatized, of course. I mean, we don't expect them to carry guns and machetes and go into the street and fight and kill anybody in revenge of their son's death. But I feel like they are actually patiently waiting for the law to take its course. And in my opinion, the law of this country with regards to this case, it's so slow and unconcerned, even if they have shut down the school. So, what would you advise the parents to do? Do you think they should sue? What do you think they should do to help them at least, gain some level of closure in this whole situation?
Okay. You see, this case is a serious case. It's something you won't even wish your worst enemy. And it's not even a question of being a parent or not being a parent. Whether you're a parent or not, everyone should have feelings. I remember the story of that woman at this Deeper Life High School.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that woman was mad with that thing. And at a point, most Nigerians were like blaming her that she's trying to chase clouds because
Yes.
like it was her hair. But for me, that woman did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
As a mother, I have 3 kids and they all passed through boarding school. But I had to withdraw my last baby because we relocated.
Mm.
See, what goes on in most boarding schools is they're wonderful. But I don't know. I don't even know what to say. But for me, I think the parents of this boy should this is not an issue to be calm about. It's not an issue to be calm about because if you're calm about it, the evil will continue. I want to
Mm-hmm.
believe that the death of this boy is going to bring reformation in our schools.
I
And
agree.
I
Absolutely.
like the way Nigerians are taking it. See, the way Nigerians are taking it, if all hands should be on deck, we don't need to go a street protesting. Internet has provided us a platform to shout, to do anything. If all of us can use our page and be talking about this thing, I can tell you, the world will hear us, and justice will be served for this boy, and school owners will take. I mean, they'll take a redress. I had an awful experience this year because I was living in Abuja before I got a job in where I relocated. Then my chickens were in boarding. The two of them were in final year writing work. So one of the schools is a private school. He asked for extension, school fees extension, and we paid. But these kids are not being fed.
Seriously.
They were not being fed. The man kept giving reasons. And because that was my only son, I had to withdraw him from the school. He went and stayed with my friends where he was paying 1.5 to the school on daily basis. I had to do it because, we are fighting now. But this our fight cannot bring this boy back to life. This boy could have been maybe the president that will make this nation better. Who knows? Maybe he would have been the person that will renovate our aviation system or even medical system. But he has gone. Me, I don't want to die for justice to be served. That's why we need to ask. I have to go and take my child. I have to withdraw him from the school. He stayed with my friend. He stayed there until he finished his exam. And when he came back, we had to do a therapy for him to, come back in his. You know what that means? A child writing exam, you're not feeding him. Somebody was talking about house masters. House masters, forget it. See, no teacher would. It will take a teacher that has the fear of God to speak up from this school. During my own time, even the house master was not talking. My friend went to the school to see my son and called me and said, Nne, the way I saw this child, if it's my child, I will withdraw him. And that was what we did. So for me, the parents should speak up. They should make noise. They should disturb. Otherwise, this matter would. But well, I don't think it will because a lot of Nigerians have taken up this issue, and I want to believe that justice will be served. And I want to be that the death of this boy will bring information to our schools, because what school owners are chasing money, not even the content any longer. And for a parent to take his or her child to a boarding, you didn't mean evil for your child. Maybe because of job, because of one or two things, you take your children to boarding. But when they go there, you see, Glory, this is a sad story. I don't know. I'm shedding tears.
I like your proactiveness as a parent, because the fact remains that if you had not withdrawn your son from that school, they will starve that boy. And when you go to the school at any point in time by yourself and you see him and you confront the school, they will create lies. Oh, your son is selecting food, or your son is not eating food that he's being served. However, let's talk about the educational system as well. I saw a news this morning. I don't know which country. I don't know if it's Turkey, that they now just made a law that for the penalty for bullying is 10 years imprisonment. I don't know if it's Turkey, but it's a French country or thereabouts. So I saw that and I was really excited. And I asked myself, in Nigeria, what laws do we have, for schools like that? Because this Dowen College, this is not the only place that bullying happens. It happens in all schools. It happens everywhere. There was
It
another video
does.
I saw this morning. I don't want to play that video because the face of that young girl wasn't on the video. She was almost stripped naked by her seniors. They were beating her, slapping her. Her boobs were showing. So that's why I can't
Can
play
you
that video.
imagine?
And the person that was recording, I don't know what they intended to do, but finally the video has found its way to the internet. So the question is, what is the Ministry of Education in Nigeria? What should they do better? Because the Dowen College, in their stupid ratchet statements that they left, they said that, they have rules and penalties for bullying. But when this Sylvester's sister was explaining during their live stream yesterday, she said those boys that started bullying the brother from GFS1, they were never punished. They were not suspended. And we know why. Parents who call the tune, the VVIPs who protect their own at the expense and the detriment of the other one, whose
And that
parents
is what is clean
child
us, yeah.
So this is a question I'm throwing to all of you now on this live stream. What kind of punishment do you think those boys deserve? And aside that, what kind of punishment do you think is perfect for children who bully other children in school, primary or secondary? What kind of punishment do you think is appropriate for them? Let's start with Mickey.
Well, I think the kids involved in this situation, okay, I don't know how old they are, but that's not an excuse. There's something they call juvenile system. If it happens to be in overseas, there's a prison for young adults. You understand? And they can be jailed for 10 years. They can be jailed for 15 years. It's the judge that would deem fit what the appropriate punishment would be for the kids involved in this situation. But they have to be punished 10 to 15 years. In as much as 10 to 15 years will not bring this Sylvester back. You understand? 10 to 15 years is not going to bring him back. So now this is what the judge is going to do, or whoever that is going to tackle this case. I believe the kids, they are 4, right?
They're 5.
There's 5.
Okay, they are 5. Each one of them, they have to give their own testimony. Let's find the way you take the way you do your own bullying will determine how your punishment will be. Because I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 of them might be just there standing, watching or whatever. We don't know the full case until 5 of them, until they arrest 5 of them, take them to court. That is where the truth is going to come out. But 10 to 15 years, they deserve 10 to 15 years each. And moving forward, if Nigeria has to reform the educational system, there should be a law against bullying. Because it's either you get is either there should be a law against bullying. If you bully your fellow student from the school, you are out of the school, and you also get jail time, 5 years. You understand? There should be a stand against bullying in Nigerian system of education. And the government has to stand and make that and sign that into law, so that every schools in the country we take note and pay attention and say no to bullying. Because I believe if all the schools we have in Nigeria take a stand and say no to bullying, the student will not have bullying. Because once you know that, okay, fine, you bully your fellow student, you're out of the school for life and you have a jail time. Everybody will behave.
Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Anthony, what's your take?
My take on this is that there should be what we call Ministry of Education giving a mandatory, even if it's online, it might be online, it might be anywhere, you understand, where the so-called administrative ministries, those staff, we know them in Abuja, they don't do anything. All they come to eat bole, eat granite and go. They don't care. And they do anything they wish. They don't do anything. So the Ministry of Education first has to gather themselves together first. Giving them mandatory training, e-line training every now and then, sending, in fact, it has to be ministry giving to state giving to local governments or whoever, passing it down to schools, more especially private schools, forcing them to understand this issue of bullying and give them the best of training, package it so that everybody, even the less privileged, will know, even the less teacher, even the gate man, even the security people will know that this is, if you do this, it's bullying. First, let Ministry of Education first define what is bullying first, type of bullying, so and so on and so forth, so that it will calm down. Seriously, I'm not seeing this is not funny at all. This is not funny at all.
No,
I'm saying this is not. The parents of this child, they are just helpless. Like, we've lost our child. What are we going to do? Going to court? What are we? We know all how small the justice of Nigeria is. When would that be? Next year. Now we are talking about high-handed person like this. Why would they come? See, there's something he said. The parents of those students, same students in that school, what are they doing to come out? They cannot. In Igbo language, they said "Egulozu onye ọzọ na-aga, ọ dịka ebu nko." When you carry another person's cups, it will be as if a stick you carry. But when you move beyond that, every other thing will come close to you. So I think we are. It's not.
Yeah, Anthony. It's obvious Anthony is in the kitchen. Let's give him time to come back. Pray. Let's hear from you, please.
Okay. It's not about, for me, it's not about putting a law. It's about adhering to that law.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember some years back, I went to one of my children's school because the seniors were bullying him seriously. Now, it's a federal government school. So when I went there, I had to meet the housemaster. And he explained to me that he has actually spoken to those boys to leave the boy alone. And I asked him, does it mean the school cannot punish these children? And he gave me a reference to a boy that did something very bad. He didn't tell me what the boy did. And the school authority expelled the boy. He said after 10 days, the boy was back in the school because the parents of the boy was connected to a high-profile individual in the country, and they were threatening the life of this principal. So he had to bring back the boy. So what I did was to go look for that particular boy that will always come in the night. Abuja is very cold, and you will come in the night and collect this boy's blankets and cover yourself. And this boy will just sleep without, and I had pneumonia. I went and got the boy. I said, see, I don't want to wait for your parents. It's you. I spoke sense into that boy. The way I spoke to that boy, I said, if you try it on my son again, me, I will come here, I will tear you. Let all of us go and, I don't know. So it's not about the law, it's about adhering to it. Because you and I, we live in a country where if you are known, your case is easy. And if you're not known, your case is not easy. But if we can come up with this law and make sure we practice it, it will be okay. For me, like Mickey said, they should be taken to a correctional center and let them not necessarily jail, because at that age, if you take those kids to jail, then they'll come out, they will become worse. But if you take them to the correctional center where they will be made to understand the weight of what they did, what the weight of what they did, it's not a glory. For me, it's not about punishing these kids, so it's about the fact that we have lost someone. And the schools should try and do something that this thing will not be repeated. Me, I don't want anybody to kill my child for the person to be punished. Me, I don't want it. Don't touch my children, because if you touch my children, I can kill. I can kill for my children, because what are you talking about? A 12-year-old boy, a 12-year-old boy whose parents have outlined what and what. The boy has ambition. The father said he wants to be a pilot. Now that chapter is closed. I said, which punishment? Nobody should touch my children, because if you touch my children, I'll kill you. I can kill you.
I really understand where you're coming from. And I like what you said, implementation. One of the mistakes that I noticed in all of this that Dowen College made and is still making is there is no immediacy in their action. A child's sister reported that the brother is being bullied. What should they do? They should take immediate action. Correct the bullies. Punish the bullies. Punishment does not have to be physical flogging, beating. No, there are several other ways of punishing the child.
Sorry, I think the parents of this boy, I think they made a mistake by not going themselves. Do you get it? Now, according to the sister, she said these children were not even suspended, but they told the parents that these kids they were set on were suspended. That's what schools do. Except you go there, you need to be mad before things will be done in this country.
And you're right. Everybody has a role to play in this. The school has a role to play. The kids themselves have a role to play of picking up when they feel threatened, when they are being bullied in school. And the parents also have the role of, your child comes back from school, or if your child is in boarding school, you go and check on your child, make inquiries, check your child. Do you know some parents don't look at their child's body? They don't check the children. Look at your child. Is anything looking off? Is anything looking different? As old as I am, if my mom comes visiting me, she will look at me and she will say, "Oh, your waist is looking different. Your eye is looking different." My mom looks at me. Some people don't look at their kids and they don't take action. So I think everybody has a role to play.
Sorry to cut in, Gloria. See, even if children are bullied, it will take a child that is so confident to be able to open up to anyone. Because I remember that time, my son, when he was asked by the principal, haven't you eaten today? He said he has eaten, but he has not eaten he has not eaten for 2 days. But he said he has eaten because the principal was standing there. There's this fear in kids, because if you talk, your parents will go and you will face the consequence.
Yeah.
It will take a parent to look at your child and know that your child has not killed, has not eaten. So that's the fear I don't know how they put the fear in these kids that they can't speak up even to their parents. So if this boy now Sylvester had opened up to the parents, he wouldn't have died. They would have said on time to maybe take him to hospital and doctors to be able to know what is wrong with him and treat him. But because of the fear of he will be killed, because of the threat, kids they tend to respect their teachers more than they do to their parents, like trust their teachers more than they trust their parents. That's what kids do. But it takes a parent that is that has strong instinct to be able to know that my child, this one you said, I still give kudos to that Deeper Life High School woman. No matter how people see that woman, I still give kudos to her. At least, if not her proactiveness, that boy would have died.
Thank you. Thank you
I
very
think
much.
parents at home, we should try and bring up our children with confidence so that they'll be able to speak up at any point in time. Because a child that is confident will say the truth at any point in time without being afraid.
I think I'm going to say something. I think in Nigeria, there's this. Most of the parents don't have most of the parents thinks the moment they provide for the child, give them education, a roof over their head, meal, they have done all their parental job. So that is why sometimes you don't see much relationship between a parents
and the child
and a child. You see,
True.
because if it happens to be like an advanced country or a situation whereby the child will be free to discuss with the parents about everything, we should this maybe it's going to be a different case. Maybe it's going to be a different case, and this is to all parents. Like Gloria said, try to be involved in your kids' life. It's not all about sending your kids to school. And if you feel like you have sent your kid to school, you have done everything you can do. You send your kids to school and then you follow up. If your kids go to school and come back, try to get involved in their life. Find out how their day went, what they study in school. If anybody is giving them trouble, bullying and all that, by doing that, your child will be more comfortable to talk to you at any given time.
And Mickey, do you know, sorry for cutting you short, do you know that there is a certain level of power drunkenness that some schools actually have? There was a case of I can't remember who, but it was a particular Nollywood actor, actress, celebrity like that.
I think
the child had an issue. Now, let me just paint a scenario out of that. Okay. Your child is involved in a situation of teachers beating your child unnecessarily, just generally being mean to the child. You as a parent, you go to the school and you address the situation. As a result of you being bold and confronting the school, they begin to victimize your child and start threatening you that they will pull out your child from the school, because they know that the school has a good standard when it comes to delivery of education. So as a result of that bragging right that they have, they begin to threaten you. And because you as a parent, you want your child to learn from that institution, you decide to be quiet about it, thinking, okay, it's just normal things that kids pass through. It will pass, it will finish, it will end. So let me just leave the child in that school. With this Dowen College, that is one of the reputations they have. Yeah. I mean, I've heard stories. That is one of the reputation they have. They have this strong, solid reputation of, they are one of the best schools when it comes to education. And also, probably because of the connection and the network they have, most of the students that go to that school and graduate, they easily gain admission to universities abroad. And because of the country we have here, this Nigeria, those who can afford it, they are running away from sending their kids to school, the university in Nigeria, because the university educational system in Nigeria, I'm sorry, but it's messed up. So those who can afford it, they would rather send their own children to the best secondary school in Nigeria so that their kids can have an easy passage to universities abroad. So most of these parents, yeah, they find it very, very difficult to go and confront schools like Dowen College because, oh, they don't want the school to throw their kids out, right? So, as I said before, this conversation is very deep. The parents have their own role to play. The kids have their own role to play. But who is going to clamp down on schools like Dowen College? Put them in check. Because now they feel so powerful, probably because of the person that owns the school. Yeah, they feel so powerful because of the owner of the school, because of the people that are connected to the school, investors, sponsors of the school, right? So they feel so powerful that whatever happens, push comes to shove, the school is unshakable. So the question is, who fears God in this society that will be bold enough to keep these schools in check? Because if these schools do not feel that fear that, oh, if anything goes wrong with these birds under our care, we might face the possibility of being shut down, they will continue doing what they are doing because they know they will get away with it.
Well,
Right?
not anymore. Sorry. Not anymore. Not that there's a loss of life. Before I continue, my condolences to the parents that lost their child. And this is my appeal to them as well. I'm appealing to them. They must not sit, they must, in as much as it's a very traumatic experience for them, I just pray that God give them the strength and the grace to be able to follow this up. And for them to be able to do that, it has nothing to do with money. I'm sure there's a lot of organization that is going to stand with them in fighting this case. I myself, there's a lot of, if they need to reach out to people, let them reach out to people. If they need to reach out to celebrities, this one thing I like about Nigerians, one thing I like about good Nigerians, we call a spade a spade. Something is wrong. We don't try to sweep things under the carpet. So if the parents will be bold enough, whenever they feel like they're strong enough to tackle this case through the legal system, they should know that there will be people standing with them. And if they need that help is there for them. So, and nobody's above the law. Even if you are Buhari, if you are nobody is above the law. No institution in Nigeria or in the world is above the law. And this should set an example to them. If people will come together and call this school and call them to answer for their role in this situation, I believe that the school will be accountable. They are not unshakable. Nobody is unshakable. If you have the backing of the Godfather, if you have the backing of a Satan, you're not above the law. And this should not be swept under the carpet. Let people come out and call this school to order so that they will change their mentality. Them thinking that, okay, they can do anything and get away with it. That is not true.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you very much, Nikki. I really do hope that the parents of Sylvester will gain that fortitude that they need to fight this because it cannot be swept under the carpet.
It cannot.
There should be fire burning under the arse of Dowen College. People should put pressure on the school. And there are so many cases that it was just yesterday that I started seeing cases people started talking about. There was this particular one from a girl in Abuja. She died, and I think they found used condom in her private house. It was just yesterday I heard of that story, and I'm like, how come people are not talking about it? Because they are scared. These schools will use all the connections they have to want to shut down the parents of children who have been victimized like that. We have Dupe Omiwade. Dupe, you're welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Glory, please. I want to. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Is it me?
Yes, praise. You said you want to
Honestly, I want to. I want to leave because the thing is too emotional.
Yeah.
Honestly, and how I wish that this boy is still alive and we are discussing this thing. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But my prayer is that God will use this case to sanitize our schools and school systems so that we won't have a repeat of this thing. That's just my prayer. And that God will use this case to, bullying is not only children, no. Teachers
Yeah.
also bully students, so. And
Of
I
course.
just hope that this will end both bullying from teachers and bullying from fellow students. That's just my prayer. And I hope that God, in whom we trust, will use this to help us. Because most parents are helpless. Most parents are helpless. That's just it. I don't know.
Thank you
But
very much,
thank you.
praise.
God bless you for bringing this thing up.
Thank you very much, praise. Thank you so much for your contribution. And God. Let's hear from Dupe. Hi, Dupe. Can you
Good
hear us?
afternoon,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Ah,
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Do you know whether you can hear me?
good afternoon.
Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Actually, I've struggled with myself to join this conversation. It's a thing that has occurred and reoccurred and reoccurred in this country. And after this noise, honestly, that is one thing that has broken my heart most. After this, nothing else. This is just a huge loss to the parents and to every parent, every mother, that a child with a glorious future will just be sacrificed. And I began to ask myself, how much does a life cost or worth in a system, decadent system, that death is so cheap? Claiming lives means nothing. People in power, leaders of the church, title owners, both spiritual and secular, they just feel they're above God and above the law. They just feel they can do what they like, forgetting that there is one God somewhere who can claim in millions within a twinkle of an eye in justice. I honestly don't know where to start from on this matter, because the system is bad. Elsewhere, does it not happen? It can happen, but you see immediate attention, you see immediate intervention, you see people rising up to say no collectively. But here we are. I was listening to the father and the sisters in the night, because I couldn't sleep. I was listening to the account around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and I'm like, how helpless can you be as a citizen of Nigeria? Do we have any government? What is the definition of government? Government in all levels. This is not the first time. Innocent child. Is it a crime to send a child to school? Who hears us? As if that was not enough, I ran into the shouts and cry and pain of the Don David, the boy in Port Harcourt. The mother was all on social media and she was wailing and wailing. Thank God for a woman who will not take no for an answer. Thank God for a woman who is bold enough to confront even church schools that are owned by churches and so-called or whatever. And my question is, if this can happen in such a system, and up till now, it looks as if justice is too far. It looks as if people are just carrying Bible for nothing. It looks as if people are just deceiving themselves, and yet they are hellbound. It looks as if levels of hell, the school system, the legal system, the government, everybody is compromised. Everybody is corrupt. Everybody has no conscience, no fear of God. Where do we want these people to have justice? I can go on and on and on to recall people that have been either bullied, abused, treated unfairly, socially unacceptable, that everybody should just take a stand. And then they begin to polish it. They begin to polish the incident. They begin to find ways of how to dampen the magnitude of such incident. It is a shameful thing in Nigeria. It is sad. We have lost our conscience. See, parents who can be so bold to fly their children on this kind of account, those kind of children will kill them very soon. They will kill them. Because you are encouraging, if you do abortion for your child, that child will be worse. If you encourage this kind of attitude, and the only thing you could do as a parent is to fly that child out. Let me tell you, hear me, all you who can hear me. That child will not give you peace till you will die. It's going to claim your life.
Amen.
I have personal experience. People you call household of faith, so-called title owners, title in all cadres. You have pastors, you have evangelists, you have apostles, all of them in this so-called family threw their Bible into burning fire. And they are doing obvious injustice. Their child stealing across the globe, and they are still pampering the person. They are still painting it with different names. Obvious receipt of criminality. And none of that family member, as large as they can be, as educated and as so-called exposed as they can be, all of them are protecting this useless act of a disappointment of a son that they have. Where do we draw the line? Where? See, like that other woman said, you mess up with my child. God knows I'm going to see you instantly. Let us all take it. Because there's nobody that can hear you. There's no justice anyway. I wish that the parents would have listened. The parents should please listen to your child. I have been following what has been discussed so far. Listen, be a friend of your child. No matter where they are, they will tell you what they are going through. They will tell you what they are going through. And then when they are saying it, listen. At least try to find out. Give them benefit of doubt. Don't shut your child down. Build confidence in them. Let them have information. Let them be exposed. Of course, they cannot be disrespectful. They cannot be ill manners. But groom your child by the grace of God to stand anywhere to be able to express themselves. And we should not have time for them. We should have time for them. I hate that in Nigeria we are managing crisis. We manage crisis. Nobody is proactive. Which educational system? Who are the people there? Who? What is working? Tell me what thing that is working? Corruption everywhere.
Nothing.
It's just God that is helping us. Debt is everywhere. So cheap. So what am I saying is, let's work within what we can control and stop managing crisis. If you see anything, I like the actress, whatever it is, the name they call her, Mercy Johnson or whatever. God knows I love the action she took. I love that action. Because I love that Don Davis mom. That boy will have been dead by now. Let's not succumb to managing crisis. We manage crisis, expensive incident like this, irreplaceable, irreparable, lost can go forever. How do you attend to the psychological needs of these parents? Whether today is the boy's birthday, today is his birthday. What kind of memorial is this? What kind of birthday? And then the only thing the so-called useless parents of useless children would do
is to take them out instead of you to submit them and let them reboot their brain. Give them the orientation. Nobody is saying they should kill them, but let them put them in a correctional place that they can rid them of all of these mannerless acts, devil reading acts. A child that can kill, give such chemical in secondary school by college, that child will, oh my goodness, will come back and kill the parents. I bet it, because they will be so you are giving them a way of escape. What kind of useless parent does this? Those parents are criminals. Those parents themselves are criminals. They are supposed to pick them up. They are supposed to pick them up and let them face the law in the real sense of it. And now let the whole world, let the whole governance hear me and hear my voice. They should come to the end of Nigeria. We don't have anything that can save us. Is it not a country that they are going? If things work, these kind of people, they should just pick them up at the port of entry of any country they are running to. They should pick them up. This is a global incident. This is a news that has gone viral. Which country we don't go and hide? This one, I'm telling you, that person ran away from America. He's hiding in Nigeria. Nigeria has space for any rubbish. Don't everybody you can think of is hiding right here in Nigeria. Where do we start from? And this is how it starts. This is honestly how it starts. So there is no spiritual person, there is no moral person, there is no sensible person. Let God just help us, and let God help us to train these children. And then all these title schools, parents should begin to know that it is not by title. A child that will be something and somebody in life will be. How many of us went to a no school? I don't think my primary school is in the map of my local government. What God has destined for your child's future will come to be. It is not by school. True. Because if you put them within your reach, I've always been scared of boarding house. I don't like boarding house. They thought I'm belated. Honestly, I hate boarding house. I don't, for any reason, I don't want it. I would prefer to keep that my child within reach. The easiest way for you to give me blood pressure is to keep my child in body. I hate it with passion. Let the guy be within me. Let him go and then get maybe a lesson teacher that will be teaching extra. That child will be whatever he wants to be. Of course. There are too many incidents of these children away from you, and yet they are helpless where they are. That alone wants to pull up my heart. What is happening to this child? He's helpless where is he? The parents are somewhere else. They don't even know what is going on. He cannot defend himself. What is parenting? What is parenting? What is parenting? As early as 9 years, we've sent them away. Can we begin to talk to ourselves? When a child leaves from that age, it goes forever, male and female. They are not within you. From there to college, from college to marry, or to start working. You've lost the bond. You've lost that child. And they don't even allow you to talk to them every day. Honestly, I'm sorry, I'm screaming my head today. It's such a thing that I couldn't look at this boy corpse twice, and yet the thing is haunting me. What kind of system is this? That people just get away with criminality.
Let it out there. It's just, and you know the part that is actually annoying me. It's the part of the Lagos State government. The way they are so that, like, it's this level of
nonchalant attitude.
Nonchalant.
So nonchalant. What kind of system is this? Where did we keep our sensitivity?
I'm not saying that the Western world is like
there's something we have not seen.
But if
there was a time that boy in Port Harcourt, the mother said they're after her life. This morning she was talking, it is even the legal counsel that was supposed to help her. That was a problem. That one has been bought. You spend blood money, you will die by it. You are bought over to sell the truth, you will perish in it. You perish in it.
This country is
it's so sad. It's very, very sad. I wish when that sister was, in fact, they should please get those girls away too from this environment. Anyhow, their father can take care of those children. That's how. Okay, we had NSAS incident. When DJ switch today, that girl cannot come into Nigeria. Shame on to Nigeria and Nigerian government.
And our government is our president, our Lagos State government is talking about
want a peace walk. You want
Hey,
a peace
for
walk.
peace. Where is the peace?
peace walk.
Shameless.
The one thing I always pray for people like that is whatever it is that they have allowed to fall off, to befall us as a calamity, let it befall
Before
their
you know
own.
it now. Yeah. The school they said they shut now.
So that they will feel the pain of the people. Because if they are not in our shoes, they will not know how we feel. They
Not
won't
at
know how
all.
we feel. So they should also feel the same loss and grief so that they can relate with that pain. Because what they do is they throw away their kids. You know, they hide them away in other countries that they feel they are safe. And then things are happening to people over here. I mean, it was so disgusting that it took social media to make a lot of noise before the Lagos State government would say, okay, they are shutting down Dowen College indefinitely. But guess what? News came out today, 2 hours ago before I started this live stream, that the school is still carrying out online classes for their students. And I'm saying that may those other parents who have kids in that school that are keeping quiet and acting unbothered, may they experience some level of disturbance as well, so that they will understand why people are angry. Because they don't get it. Because it is not their own. They feel unconcerned. They feel, unbothered. So let them feel it as well. It's really sad.
And then
the mother of Sylvester was suffering from
parents to speak in one voice. You have PTA in that school. You cannot, all of you cannot speak in one voice to condemn this. Okay. PTA. They're acting on concern. That boy is gone. For God's sake, the baby of the house. I couldn't get this over my mind since. What is PTA doing
against the school? Seriously, sorry. I wish there should be a lawsuit against the school because enough is enough. The Law Association of Nigeria, I don't know what it's called. I wish we can get good people from there that will just come out and say, "No, what? We are standing behind these people, behind Sylvester parents, and issue a lawsuit against the school because the school has to be there has to be there has to answer for this. There has to answer for this, so that things like this will not happen again. Seriously, there must be accountability from the school authority, and from the owner of the school as well. I wish, all we can do is to lend our support to the parents, to send them our prayers, our wishes for them. They must also let them know that there is help if they need it. Let them know that there are people waiting to fight with them. There are people standing with them in this situation. Let them know. I wish there's people that have this parents' number. Let them know that they are not alone, that there's good Nigerians standing behind them. Yeah. There's people standing behind them that make sure that they get the justice they deserve, in as much as it's not going to bring their son back. But they must not keep quiet. They must not keep quiet.
Because to be very honest, if people are waiting for this our government, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like this our Lagos State government is very, very detached from reality. Take for instance, when this thing started making the news, our government, whoever is handling the governor's Instagram account, was busy posting the most stupid, irrelevant post about, I went to one event, I attended one event, I opened one center. I'm like, how is it that things are happening to the people of Lagos State especially, and the governor is so disconnected and detached from this reality, and it happens every single time. It's like the governor is in space and the people of this state, they are in Lagos. So when things are happening, they don't even cough. So it's like, and the Instagram page, of course, it is the public space where they announce all their achievements and all they are doing, right? So what they do is, you do not see any form of empathy. They don't show anything, out there to the public to show that, oh, we're actually following up the case. People literally are the ones doing the work, pursuing the school, chasing the school. I mean, it's really sad. It's really sad because it's looking like, as Duka said, justice is still very, very far off. We don't even know where the case is headed. We don't know the direction of the case at the moment. We don't even know if the parents have been able to file a lawsuit against the school. The school is still standing on Sylvester went to play football and died. Like, are they mad? Does the government have any form of connection to Dowen College? What are they trying to cover? What are they hiding? Is this intentional? Is Sylvester's death a deliberate act? Are they trying to sweep everything under the carpet? Because that's what this whole thing is looking like.
That is it.
The internet is burning, but in real life, people are just going about, the appropriate authorities. They're just going about their lives as if it's not another tragedy that happened. When people finish shouting on social media, they will continue with their lives. That is how annoying this country is. Things happen. Look at the answers one. Oh, work of peace. No single empathy, no apology, nothing, no word, no address to the families of people of life that were lost. Nothing. So it's really sad. I just
look at the OAU.
That the family
look at the OAU.
To fight with the help of other Nigerians.
Look at the OAU. We are still battling with that. Look at the OAU student that was killed in one hotel. The next thing we saw is everybody eloping. Even the traditional rulers also should come up and speak. I mean, this is your constituency. You have people that you were only a king over a set of people. You are only a king over a kingdom. And then the traditional rulers, everybody kept keeping quiet. Has it become normal to just simply sniff life of anybody? I honestly can't get it. That's one thing that has not made my head correct since all this. Anybody can just cheat you and go away with it.
And go away with it, yeah.
It's so annoying to be a citizen of this country.
It is, or it is.
It's unsafe, actually. Like, you just feel
even the so-called church, they are worse. Title owner, they are worse. Legal setup, money. They are
protected by the government country. You're right as a citizen. A country where your right as a citizen is not protected by your government is not a country.
Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly.
And I put this to the governor of Lagos State. If that guy knows what he's doing, this is actually a good time for him to show people that he's a governor and do right and make sure that justice is served in this situation. So if there's anybody from the governor office, you guys, whoever that is advising the Governor Showolu himself, this is the time that Lagos State needs you. This is the time for you to come out and prove to people that their lives matters, that for them to vote you in the office actually means something to you, and make sure that this thing doesn't get swept under the carpet. Seriously, this is Lagos State office. They must come out and do right by Sylvester parents. They must come out and do right by people. Let people see them, let them do the right thing for once in their miserable life. This is the time they need to redeem themselves from all the fuck up they've been doing over the years.
Yeah. I just want to make an appeal to everybody watching this live stream right now. There is a culture of sweeping things under the carpet in this country. Why?
Yeah.
Because different scandals come up every day, right? So something happens today, people will react. The story will last for today, tomorrow, next tomorrow. Before you know it, another viral news will come out and people will move on. I'm begging everybody. I beg you all in the name of God. Do not allow Sylvester's story to be just another viral story in Nigeria's social media space. People should continue talking about it, building conversations around it. People should continue tweeting about it, posting about it, via any social media platform that they operate on. People should make sure they poke the eyes of the appropriate authorities with this story. This boy must get justice. Please, people should learn to be focused. I know that tomorrow now, one year beauty will do one nonsense and everybody will carry the story. People will forget this sad news and jump on entertainment news. I'm begging Nigeria, please, if you are watching this right now, every platform that you operate on social media, please use it as your voice and push and put pressure on the appropriate authorities to do the right thing. And also, every form of assistance that you can render to Sylvester's parents for justice, please use your voice, use your position, use your connection. If you have information about the people in that school's administration, please expose them. Because as it is right now, what they are trying to do is they are trying to cover everything. They are lying. They are fabricating stories. They are fabricating different scenarios to cover everything. Questions need to be asked. What happened to Sylvester? What if they claim that he was capable, they should release CCTV footages of everything. They should give us access to those. In fact, every single information. Those 5 students, the parents of those boys, everybody needs to be brought to book. So I
Yes.
am begging, let this not be another viral trend that just came up and disappeared again. We need to deliberately dwell on it. And we need to be intentional about not letting this story die down. The blood of that young boy must not pass, just like everything that passes in this Nigeria. Please, I am begging. We have King MZ here. MZ, hi.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. You're welcome to the conversation.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. What do you have to say to this, please?
I can't hear you. You said what?
Yeah, what do you have to say to this, please? This situation on ground about Sylvester at Dowen College.
Uh, what is there to say about this situation? We all know that the country is a lawless country. The country is a lawless country. It's more like there's no law governing the country. Everyone is just doing things they feel that they can do and they can get away with it. When I saw the news, I was pained because it's more like when you lose someone you love. It's not. It's a painful something. It's a painful something for a father, a mother to lose their offspring. It's a painful something for a brother to lose a sister, for a sister to lose a brother. That child, I believe that child has a bright future. And just like our mommy said, those children, those children that are practicing cultism in just college, not even higher institution, definitely one day they will kill their own parents because they must have had this attitude or behavior at home. They must have been doing something that their parents will notice that what their children are doing is very wrong. But they deliberately, or let me just say, they have this I don't care kind of lifestyle because all the bad things that their children are doing is not affecting them, not affecting their family. So they just feel like since it's not their family, they have nothing to do about it. Whereas all these children, we know that uh we know we now our own life now, we're only trying to make it work. But those children, it's our own responsibility to make sure that they have a better place to live tomorrow. And now that the school authority they are trying to put everything under the carpet, it's a very bad something. It's just
Yeah.
is a lawless community, a lawless country, and the the government the government are not helping matters. The government are not helping matters. The school authorities, they are not helping matters. The parents of such children are not helping matters. Because they say a teacher starts from home. That is the parents, the father, the mother, the uncle, the aunt. Those are the first teachers of children, not their school teachers. The parents, the mother, the father, they are the first teacher of the child. So no matter the attitude of the child, we should look at their parents at home. No matter what a child do in school, we should look back at their parents. Definitely, they must have developed some kind of strange attitude, strange behavior that their parents must have noticed. Even the Bible made it clear in my language. Am I permitted to speak Yoruba?
Go ahead and interpret. Yes.
They said àyà ọmọdé òun ni wèrè dì sí, ẹgba la ó fi lè jáde. There is no amount of pain a parent will use to descend on the child that can kill that child. As long as you are rebuking that child from doing a wrong thing. As I am, if my daughter have one bad attitude that I don't like, I'll deal with her immediately. Let her know that what you have done is very wrong. What you have done can affect your life, and not just your life, it can affect those around you. Stop this, it's not good for you, it's not good for your future. That is the way to pave a better life for your child. And straightening the life of your child is also straightening the life of others, because your child will also influence others outside. So the morals to which you give your child, the morals to which you give your children is not only for their own benefit, but also for people that they come across with, their friends, their classmates, maybe their lesson or social gathering of children. If you teach your child that when you take someone's thing when you take someone's property without their permission is a crime. When you tell them that once you take someone's property without their consent is a crime, they will never do so. But when your child brings something home that you know that this thing is not his or hers, you saw it and you didn't comment on it. Definitely, tomorrow if the child come back from wherever he or she went to and bring home something, he knows that you will not ask with the whereabouts of that thing. That he knows you will not ask her, where did you see this thing from? Who gave you? He knows you won't ask. So definitely when he goes out, he or she will bring things, will do different kind of atrocities outside, because he or she knows that the parents will not rebuke
They will get away
them
with it.
for
Yeah.
doing exactly. So those kind of children now, those children now that wanted the little boy to join cultists or whatever, that attitude, that act started from home. That act started from home. It's only an idol is just like an idol man is devil's workshop. He's already developing at home before he gets to school and become manifestation. You understand what I'm saying? It's not something that just come like that. It has been there. It has been there manifesting gradually before they meet themselves and started having the same feelings of, and it manifested. So that's just it. The matter is starting from the home, and the parents are responsible for it. Just like our mommy said before she left, that definitely these children will surely kill their parents because the act has already manifested. The act has already manifested, and there's no going back on it. They are, if possible, all their generations are going to go with it. because when the time was right for them to rebuke this act, they felt reluctant of it and let it go.
Yeah.
When your child do a wrong thing, rebuke them so they will know that what they did is very wrong.
Yeah. Thank
Letting
you.
them go, letting them go is more like you are paving way for a bigger one to come. If your
Yeah.
child, if your child take a piece of meat in the pot and you cut it, you cut the child, you beat that child, letting not abusing the child. There's difference between teaching your child a lesson and abusing your child. If you beat your child to stupor, you are abusing your child. But let them realize that what they are doing is wrong, and making them realize it's wrong, it will stop them from doing such in the nearest future.
Very true. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much. We've run out of time. Mikey, thank you very much for staying through to this end of the presentation, and thank you guys for sharing your own contributions. I really pray that Sylvester's family finds the mental fortitude to pull through this loss and to also fight for justice. And just as I appealed before, I'm going to appeal again to everybody that is going to watch this live stream, that is watching, please. Let us do everything we can to ensure that this is not just another viral story, please. Because it
Like
cannot
that was
it
the
cannot
answer.
be a culture. Things like this has happened before. And because people did not really take it serious, it's happening. It's becoming a trend. It's becoming a culture. And just as you were saying, kids who have not really had good and proper home training, they're also on social media. They see things that happen. When people don't react the appropriate way, they feel it's okay for it to happen you
Yes.
know. And don't be surprised. Those boys, they did what they did, and they will brag about it. We broke somebody's home. I can do the same thing to someone else. They think it's okay. But we need to prove to them, to the world, that it's not okay in this kind of society. It's not okay. So please and beg you, every connection, every network you have that you can use to help to prevent such incidents from happening again around us, please. Let's be very, very vigilant. Parents out there, watch your kids. Look at your kids, not look at them and remove your eyes and say they'll be fine. Let them grow by themselves. I'm sorry. You see this world right here, it's wild. The things children pick up on a daily basis, it will shock you how corrupt a child can be more than an adult. There was a
Yeah.
tweet
Of
I
course.
saw. There was a tweet I saw of a guy who said he was doing tutorials on a kid from the same Dowen College. And the boy was very, very, unresponsive, very distracted, and he scolded the boy and collected the boy's phone so that the boy would pay attention to the lesson. Lo and behold, he infringed on the boy's privacy by checking the boy's WhatsApp chat. And that was when he saw the boy chatting with his friends about a sex orgy that they had had earlier, probably that week or the previous week. They were discussing how much fun they had. And it will make you wonder, how old is this child, first of all? 12, 13, 14, and they're already engaging in sex orgies, sex
In
parties like
sexual
that.
activity.
And you will look at these children and you will think this one does not know anything. Ladies and gentlemen, they know things that you do not know. For those five boys to give Sylvester a chemical to drink,
Okay. Oh,
it will make
Jesus.
you wonder how much more they know. Yes, if they know that they can give someone chemical to drink and the person will die, it should make you scared that, oh, there
There
are
must
other
be
things
a
that they might
here.
know that you don't even know about. So this is real. This is real. We should not just see it as just another story that emerged on social media. A family has just been bereaved of a lost child. So please let us use every form of social media that we operate on. Let us use that as our voice and push for justice for this boy. And every other child out there. Let's not say because Sylvester is from Dowen College. There are children that are also from local schools, local primary schools around us, secondary schools around us that are not as big as Dowen College. And such atrocities, they happen on a regular. And people turn a blind eye to it because they are scared of speaking it, or it doesn't matter. It's a regular thing. It is not regular. It is evil. It is plain evil. That said, this is going to be ending this live stream. Thank you all so much for watching, for your
Thank you.
contribution.
God bless
Mickey,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank you for having
TLC,
me.
thank you so much. Dr. Omiwade, Mr. Anthony, Praise, thank you all so much for joining us. I'll see you guys on another episode of Francis Speaking with Glory Elijah. In case you do not know why everybody on this live stream is irate, in case you do not understand why we are upset and really, really venting vehemently, watch the beginning of this live stream and see the videos of Sylvester for yourself at the point of him struggling between life and death. No human being, no child should be made to go through that. That is pure torture. Watching that video is traumatic. Not to even talk of the person himself, Sylvester himself, that had to go through that sordid ordeal before he died. No child, no adult even should be meant to go through that. And as for those parents, my last words, as for those parents that are shielding those 5 children, those 5 boys or whatever they are, that actually did that to Sylvester, listen, the law of karma is real. It will come back and bite the parents in the ass. And if the school, Dowen College, is covering this whole thing, they should wait for the wrath of God, the wrath of the universe, the wrath of nature. It will happen. It will befall them. It will happen. It will befall them. That staff or whoever that informed the parents of those 5 boys to come and take their kids away. Wait, if they come meet you, the one where you use your hand give person, if they come back to you, everybody will collect. That is it. Everybody will collect. And another last thing, Sylvester's blood, it's not dry, it's still fresh. From where I come from, they say that blood, that innocent blood will never dry. You go work out, find the people who carry it, and you go carry all of them go back. That said, I'll see you guys on another episode of Francis Speaking with Glory Elijah. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have an amazing day. Bye.